The richest man in the park just got called Daddy by a child he's never seen before. Will Carter doesn't even flinch when the boy hugs him, tiny arms wrapped tight around his waist, eyes shining. Daddy! Will stares down, confused, tense. What? He gently pulls the boy off. I'm not your father. Phones are up. Someone whispers, he looks just like him. The boy blinks. Doesn't cry, just keeps looking. A woman rushes in, out of breath. Caleb, I told you, stay close. Will steps back, his voice low. What the hell is this? The woman tries to explain. He thought... Will doesn't stay. He walks away, jaw clenched. Behind him, the live stream still rolling, the boy still watching, and for the second time, softer this time. Daddy? Will slams the car door shut. The silence inside is sharp. Leather, cold air, a ticking watch. Who was that kid? He snaps. Tommy, his assistant, looks up from the tablet. We're not sure yet, sir. No ID. The live stream's already at 50,000 views. Will exhales hard. He said daddy like he meant it. Tommy hesitates. Maybe just a mistake. Some kids was as did. No, Will cuts in. That wasn't random. He looked at me like he knew me. Tommy scrolls. The mom pulled him away. Her name's not listed yet. Will stares ahead, knuckles white. Find out who she is. Today. Outside the tinted window, Caleb still stands in the distance, not moving, still watching the car. Will doesn't look back. He only says one thing more. Delete that video! The dining room is too quiet. One plate, one glass, cloth napkin folded too perfectly. Will eats alone. Knife, fork, no sound but silver on porcelain. Across from him, an empty chair, the cushion untouched. A photo sits on the sideboard, Emma smiling, wind in her hair. Will looks at it, just for a second, then back to his food. The steak's perfect, medium rare, but he chews without tasting. In the background, a news alert buzzes on the TV. Viral. Boy mistakes stranger for his father in park. Will turns off the screen. He picks up the wine glass, holds it, doesn't drink. Then his eyes drift again, to the photo. Emma still smiling, frozen in time. Will sets the glass down and finishes dinner, in silence. The diner hums with noise, plates clinking, orders shouted. Alicia moves fast between tables. Refill, smile, clear, repeat. Her apron stained, her eyes tired. But she doesn't slow down. In the far corner, Caleb sits at a small table with crayons. He's quiet, focused, drawing on a folded napkin. One tall figure, one small, holding hands, both smiling. Above them in shaky letters, me and Daddy. Alicia glances over. Her smile softens, then disappears. A customer snaps fingers. Miss, I asked for ketchup! She nods quickly. Sorry, coming right up. Caleb keeps drawing, adds a blue sky, a sun. He looks around the room, searching for a face that matches the one he's drawn, but no one looks like that. So he keeps coloring. Quiet, careful, like he already knows. It's just a picture. The diner's quieter now, lunch rush fading. Alicia wipes down the counter. Caleb climbs onto a stool beside her. He holds the drawing from earlier, folds it, unfolds it, folds it again. Then softly. Do I have a dad? Alicia pauses, just for a beat. She kneels to meet his eyes. Her voice is calm, gentle. Yes, baby, you do. Caleb's eyes light up. Where is he? Alicia hesitates, then smiles, but it doesn't reach her eyes. Your dad... He's special. Caleb leans in. Like a hero? She nods. Something like that. He hugs her tightly. Alicia closes her eyes, holds him a second longer than usual. Behind them, the diner TV plays the same clip. Will Carter. The park. The hug. Alicia doesn't turn around. She's already seen it, twice. Will sits alone in his study, lights off, screen glowing. He replays the clip, again. The boy runs toward him, wraps his arms tight. Daddy! Will pauses the video. Zooms in on the face, not the smile, the eyes, wide, dark, direct, and Will leans closer. His own reflection faint in the glass. Same shape, same stare. His hand moves to the desk drawer, slowly. Inside, a photo, faded, torn edges, a boy, barefoot, standing outside a rundown house, that same stare. Will looks between the two faces. He exhales just once, then slams the drawer shut. The clip keeps playing in the background, but he doesn't look anymore, just sits there, still. Will stands by the window, phone pressed tight to his ear. Her name is Alicia Jackson, Tommy reports. Single mother, works double shifts at a diner downtown. Will doesn't speak, just listens. No history, no lawsuits, no press, no connection to your assets, nothing points to a setup. Will frowns. That's the part that bothers me. Tommy pauses. You want us to keep digging? Will nods. Everyone wants something. Find out what she's after. He hangs up, looks outside. Rain taps softly on the glass. Across the room, the TV plays a muted news update, still looping the video. That moment in the park. The boy's arms. The word daddy. Will walks away from the screen, but it keeps playing, and for the first time he doesn't feel entirely sure of who the stranger is, her or himself. Alicia stands behind the diner, taking a short break. An older coworker lights a cigarette. You good? She nods, arms folded, silent for a moment, then softly. He thinks I want money. Then the woman shrugs. Most of them do. Alicia shakes her head. I don't want anything from him. She looks out toward the street. Caleb's inside, still drawing. I just think, she says, voice firm now, a boy deserves to know who his father is. The woman watches her, says nothing. Alicia's eyes don't move. Even if that man wants to pretend he never saw us. Inside the diner, Caleb lifts his drawing, smiles, shows it to a stranger at the next booth. Alicia watches him, quiet, still. Then turns back to work. No more words. Tommy walks into Will's office, folder in hand. I found something, he says. From 6 years ago. Will looks up. She was on the catering staff. Your company's holiday gala. December. Private rooftop event. Tommy places an old staff photo on the desk. Second row. Alicia, younger. Same eyes, same calm expression. Will doesn't speak, just studies the image. There's no record of interaction, Tommy adds. But she was there. Will leans back, fingers steepled. 6 years ago. He remembers the party, the champagne, the silence after the crowd left. Who else knows? He asks. No one, Tommy says. You want me to bury it? Will shakes his head slowly. No, keep going, discreetly. He picks up the photo, stares at her face again, and now the boy's eyes won't leave his mind. It's 6 years earlier. The rooftop is nearly empty, music gone, lights dimmed. Will sits alone at the edge of a long table, tie loosened. Half-finished drink in hand. His eyes are red, silent, lost. Alicia approaches careful steps. She holds a mug. Chamomile, she says softly. It helps. Will looks up, confused, then takes it. Their hands brush, just for a second. He doesn't say thank you, just nods. She doesn't leave. She sits a few chairs away, silent. After a long pause, she says, You look like you're somewhere else. Will doesn't answer, just stares ahead. Steam curls from the mug. His fingers tighten around it. The cold night, the stillness, her voice, calm, unafraid. That's all he remembers, nothing more. And somehow, everything. She's making it up, Will says flatly. Tommy stands by the door. There's no ask, no contact, no legal action, nothing. Will shakes his head. Come on. People like her don't show up without a reason? Tommy steps forward. She's had 6 years to find you, sir. She didn't. Silence stretches. Will turns away, looking out the window. Maybe she's smarter than most, waiting for the right moment. Tommy hesitates. Or maybe she doesn't want anything. Will doesn't respond. Behind him, the desk light glows over to the photo. Alicia in the background, forgotten, unnoticed. Tommy lowers his voice. She walked away from you, not toward you. Will clenches his jaw. It doesn't make sense. And that, more than anything, is what gets under his skin. The phone rings. Alicia answers mid-shift, hands still holding a tray. Miss Jackson, it's the school nurse. Caleb collapsed during recess. Her face drains. Tray hits the counter. Cut to the hospital. Fluorescent lights, beeping monitors. Caleb lies still, pale, eyes closed. A small oxygen tube under his nose. A doctor speaks gently. We ran tests. He's stable, but his condition is genetic, a rare blood disorder. Alicia listens, frozen. We need a blood donor, close relative, immediate family only. She blinks. I'm his mother. Take mine. The doctor shakes his head. You're not a match. Alicia's voice drops. There's no one else. He pauses. Are you sure? Silence. She looks at Caleb, hand on his chest, then, barely above a whisper, There is one person, but he doesn't know. Will answers on the second ring. Her voice is steady but tight. It's Alicia. He doesn't say anything. She continues. Caleb's in the hospital. He collapsed. It's genetic. Will leans against his desk. What does this have to do with me? She exhales. He needs a blood donor. Immediate family. I'm not a match. Silence. Will's jaw tightens. You think I'm the father? I get it. But I'm not walking into some... I don't need you to believe anything. She cuts in. A beat. I don't need you to like me or trust me or fix the past. She swallows. I just need you to help a 6-year-old boy breathe. Another pause, then soft, firm. You don't owe me, but Caleb, he deserves a chance to live. Will stands in the hallway outside his office, phone still in hand. His thumb hovers over the screen. Her voice echoes in his head. I don't need you to believe. Just help him breathe. He paces, stops, looks out the window. Rain again. He closes his eyes, sees Caleb in the park. That word. Daddy. He whispers to himself. This is insane. He replays the rooftop, the tea, her voice. No tricks, no plan, just quiet. He walks back to his desk, sits, calls Tommy. Get a car. I'm going to the hospital. A pause, and a call ahead. I'll do the damn test. He ends the call, doesn't move, just sits there, hands still clenched, like saying yes was the hardest thing he's done in years. The nurse returns with an envelope. Simple. Unlabeled. Will takes it without a word. His hands don't shake, but they're stiff. He opens it, scans the page. Probability of paternity 99.9%. His eyes stop moving, chest still. The room feels smaller, quieter. He reads it again, slowly. Like numbers might change the second time. They don't. Alicia watches him from across the hallway. She doesn't speak, doesn't move. Will lowers the paper, looks through the glass at Caleb's hospital bed. Small body, still frame, tubes and wires. Something in him flickers, breaks, or maybe wakes up. He doesn't say a word, just folds the paper and walks away. Not toward Alicia, not toward the room, just away. Will stands outside the hospital room, eyes down. Alicia approaches, calm but firm. You read it, she says. He nods once. Doesn't look up. She waits. No apology, no anger, just truth. You don't have to claim him, she says quietly. I'm not asking you to be anything. Will shifts, jaw tight. But he needs a father, she continues. Not for your money, not for a name. Her voice hardens, just enough. For breath, for blood, for the chance to grow up. Will meets her eyes, finally. He's not part of my life, he says. Alicia doesn't flinch. That's not what I said. She steps back. Whether you want this or not, he already is. Then she walks past him. No tears, no begging, just truth, left standing in silence. Late afternoon, office rooftop, company mixer, laughter echoes, music plays low. A few executives sip drinks. Will stands near the edge, glass in hand, not drinking. Across the patio, one of his VPs kneels beside his daughter, tiny curly-haired, giggles as he lifts her onto his shoulders. A woman joins them, his wife. They laugh. Touch hands. Will watches. He doesn't smile, doesn't blink, just stares. Same suit, same money, but something's missing. He turns away, checks his phone, no calls, no messages. He pockets it again, still looking out at the city. Wind brushes past him. He doesn't move, just stands there. Surrounded by success, but more alone than ever. The nurse slides the clipboard across the counter. We need a legal signature before we proceed, she says. Name in relation to the patient. Will takes the pen, pauses. His hand hovers above the paper. He hears Alicia's words again. He already is. He looks through the glass. Caleb's small body still on the bed. Wires, monitors, breathing, barely. The nurse repeats gently, relation? Will clears his throat. It catches, then quietly. I'm his father. He writes it down, signs the line. The nurse nods. We'll prep the draw now. Will doesn't speak, doesn't move, just stands there, pens still in hand. Like the moment he said it, something in him finally took root. Alicia sits beside Caleb's bed, quiet, still. Will stands in the doorway, hesitant, then he steps in. I remember you now, he says. She doesn't turn. You brought me tea. 6 years ago. I was drunk, alone. A pause. I don't think I said a word. He swallows. That night I planned to end it. Alicia turns, slowly. Will keeps his eyes on Caleb. But then you sat down, didn't ask anything, didn't need to. His voice cracks. You didn't save me with answers, just presence. Alicia's eyes soften, but she says nothing. Will finally looks at her. You gave me calm in the worst moment of my life. Another breath. And now I wonder, maybe that wasn't the only thing you gave me. Alicia looks at Will, eyes full, voice low. You think I saved you that night? She glances at Caleb, sleeping softly. But I was falling too, quietly. Her hands rest on the blanket, gentle, unsure. Then I found out I was pregnant. She pauses. Breath catches. I didn't know if I could raise him alone. I was scared. Angry, lost. Will stays silent. Alicia looks up. But Caleb... She stops, swallows. He saved something in me too. A breath, barely a whisper. He saved the part of you that I never even got to meet. Will blinks, doesn't speak, just nods, and in that quiet moment between them, something broken starts to mend. The room is still. Machines beep soft and steady. Will sits beside the bed, eyes on Caleb's small hand in his. Alicia stands near the window, watching. Then, Caleb stirs. Eyes flutter open. Will leans in, breath held. Caleb blinks, voice barely there. You came back. Will nods, too choked to answer. Caleb's fingers curl around his. You are my dad, he whispers. You didn't leave me. Will tries to speak. Can't. Tears rise slow and sudden. Caleb smiles, weak but sure. 'Cause dads don't leave. Will drops his head, shoulders shaking. Not from shame, not from fear, but release. Alicia turns away quietly, and for the first time Will Carter cries, not because he's lost something, but because something real has finally returned. Saturday afternoon, bright sidewalks, farmers market. Will walks beside Alicia. Caleb skips between them, holding both their hands. Laughter, street music, sunlight, but eyes follow them. A man in a suit, a black woman, a mixed-race child. Murmurs float behind them, a few second glances, whispers that aren't whispered enough. Will hears it all. He doesn't flinch, doesn't look back. Caleb reaches up, his hand shifts in Will's. Will grips tighter, steady, present. Alicia notices, says nothing. They stop at a stand. Caleb points at a jar of honey. Will kneels, buys it, hands it to him. Caleb smiles, proud, innocent. Another glance from a passing couple. Will meets their stare, brief, unapologetic, then turns to Caleb. You ready to go home, bud? Caleb nods. And they keep walking. 3 steps, 1 rhythm, 1 family. Will, Alicia, and Caleb sit at an outdoor cafe. 3 chairs, 1 table. Caleb sips hot chocolate, smiles with whipped cream on his nose. A couple at the next table watches, curious, a polite smile. The woman leans over. Beautiful boy. Is he yours? Will glances at Alicia, then back. A breath. For the first time, he says softly, I think I am. The couple nods, unaware of the weight behind his words. Caleb looks up. What did they say? Will wipes the chocolate from his nose. They said you got the best smile on this block. Caleb beams. Alicia smiles too, but hers holds something deeper, something steady, real. Will leans back, and for once, in all the noise, he feels nothing missing. The kitchen is warm, quiet, evening light through the window. Caleb climbs onto a stool holding his newest drawing. 3 figures, hand in hand, one tall, one with curly hair, one smaller, smiling big. Above them, me, mom, dad. He grabs a magnet from the counter, presses the paper to the fridge, steps back, looks at it. Will walks in, wiping his hands on a towel. Sees the drawing, stops. Caleb points. That's us. Will doesn't speak, just walks over, straightens the corner of the page. Alicia watches from the doorway, arms crossed, soft smile. No one says family. No one has to. It's already there. In crayons. On a fridge. Where memories belong. Tommy rushes into the boardroom. They're waiting, sir. Big clients. Full room. Will checks his watch, then looks at the text on his phone. Game starts at 3. I got front row. You coming? Caleb. He exhales, slow, quiet, then stands, straightens his jacket. Tell them I won't be attendant, he says. Tommy blinks. You're canceling? No, Will says. I'm choosing. Cut to bleachers. Crowd noise. Will sits beside Caleb, who's jumping in his seat, jersey too big for him. Caleb shouts, "Did you see that? He almost scored!" Will smiles, genuine, wide. "I saw it." For once he's not watching the clock. He's watching his son, and nothing else matters. Alicia finds the envelope on her doorstep. No name, just her. She opens it slowly. Inside, one page, handwritten, Will's words. "I once believed I had everything, until I met the boy who showed me what I was missing. You gave me peace when I didn't deserve it, and a son I didn't know I needed." A pause in her breath. "I owe you more than an apology. I owe you a life. Let me try. Not to fix the past, just to build what's next. If there's still space for me, I'd like to come home." Her hands tremble slightly. She folds the letter, holds it to her chest, eyes closed. No tears, just a quiet, and a door waiting to be opened. A knock at the door. Alicia opens it slowly. Will stands there. No suit, just him. In one hand, a small bouquet of wildflowers. In the other, a velvet box. He doesn't speak right away, just holds them out, simple, honest. "I didn't come to fix anything," he says. "I came to ask if I can be part of everything." Alicia looks at the flowers, then the box. Her eyes rise to his. Will opens the lid. Inside, not a diamond. Just a gold band. Plain. Real. "I'm not asking for forever," he adds. "Just a chance to start." Alicia doesn't answer. She steps aside, just enough for him to come in. A quiet backyard, string lights, folding chairs, just a few close faces. Will stands in front of a mirror, shirt tucked in, tie hanging loose. Caleb stands on tiptoe, hands small but focused. "Too tight?" he asks, adjusting the knot. Will smiles. "Perfect." Alicia watches from across the yard, dress soft, eyes full. Caleb steps back, straightens his tiny suit. "Ready, Dad?" Will looks down. "I've never been more ready." Moments later, Alicia walks toward him, simple, steady. They meet under the arch. No music, no crowd, just the three of them. A whispered vow, a smile, a kiss. Then Caleb slips between them, grabs both their hands. No stage, no show. Just a family finally standing exactly where they belong. Soft morning light spills across the kitchen. Will pours orange juice. Alicia flips pancakes. Caleb hums while setting the table. 3 plates, 3 forks, one quiet rhythm. Laughter breaks through the stillness. Light, real. Then, "I thought I'd lost everything. Money, control, even myself. But the truth is, I was just missing a family. Not perfect, not planned, but mine." Caleb holds up a drawing. Will leans down to see. Another page, another picture. Same 3 figures, this time with a house behind them, and one word written across the top. Home. "Do you believe in second chances? Because sometimes one moment is all it takes."